Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome to Talk It Up with Cindy and Jerry.
So our channel is about our life story, our journey.
Yeah, so those that know the channel, those are just seeing a video. We're going to try to also always incorporate and actually put an intro on the YouTube channel. But again, it's about our journey,
Our adventure.
our left turns, our right turns. We've been together now over 30 years. Came from an apartment
30
in
years
here.
plus.
30 years plus.
Years. We want to talk about also the differences. We have 3 children.
Yes.
They're all about 9 years apart. So we talk about the differences of raising
About
3 children.
3
within
generations.
10 years apart.
Yeah,
all 3
millennials,
of them.
millennial, and I guess some people qualify Aiden as Alpha Z, even though, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
But.
So we talk about our kids, our journey, the differences between raising our first daughter, who was born in 91.
Yeah.
And, differences of raising our boys, which, are 10 years apart from, so.
Everything, from the struggles we've had to saving up to buying a house. We did talk about that. We made
from the city to the suburbs. So this is what our channel is about. Just a little recap if it's your first time watching one of our
relatable
videos.
stuff that you see and go, yeah, we're going through that. Yeah, those are the pains we're going through. Or yeah, how was it when we saved the money for the house versus now? Because
the differences.
Yeah, because we are looking to buy another house now in Florida.
Yeah,
so,
that's for future, for retirement, or for vacationing.
Well, vacation down there also.
So today we're talking about our other videos. We've talked about our oldest, our daughter, and we've talked about our middle child, our son. Yeah. Today we're going to talk about our youngest.
Yes.
So, like I said,
talk about my Star Wars hat.
All right, let me talk about his hat.
Because you noticed it earlier today that I wore it.
You took it out. You haven't worn it for a bit. I think you get scared to lose it. That's why you don't wear it as much.
It is true. Yeah. So it's
Don't ever wear it to Clearwater.
Why? Oh yeah. Okay, that's true. I lost a hat in Clearwater. Wasn't it a unique hat like
in the
this?
water.
It's out there. I didn't think the waves were that high. First time. The Clearwater. If you ever go down there in Florida, visit Clearwater. It's absolutely phenomenal. The sand, it's like powder sand.
Powdery. The water's always warm. Of course, it's the Gulf. So.
It's amazing.
So his hat, he's got
Lucasfilm.
He's a Star Wars fanatic.
Yep.
He's a Trekkie, Star Wars. He loves all that sci-fi stuff. He's not like geeky, but he does love it. So the hat.
I bought the hat. It had to be online, and
they don't even have that one anymore.
Every time I go out, not every time, but there's been times where
75% of the time you wear.
People go, "Do you work there?" And I go. At first, I was like, "Work where?" And they point up. I go, "Oh, no, it's just a hat." Because if you see a typical Star Wars hat, you're gonna see a Star Wars hat. It could be Star Wars.
Lucasfilms.
Yeah, you're not gonna see Lucasfilms. You're gonna see maybe a worker.
But this is the best part because Lucasfilms, it's just all.
It covers everything. It's just not even Star Wars. It's like Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
All of it.
And I remember with my cousin, we went to see a Star Wars movie, and of course I had the hat. And he was like, "Dude, it's not even you got a legit Lucasfilms hat and stuff like that. What the heck?" And I was like, "Yeah." I think even the stitching. Yeah, stitching it actually says General Store, but Lucasfilm General Store.
We should wear that one to Disney when we go in Christmas.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's unique. They don't even sell it anymore.
No, I haven't seen this hat.
The other hats that we have from Disney.
Oh, yeah.
So, back to our topic of the day. We're talking about our youngest son.
Well, let's wind that up a little bit because our daughter is in high school and now it's time to choose colleges. So we are hopping around different locations.
Well, actually, she wasn't even a senior yet, right? I was that summer before she became a senior. Or that fall when we found out we were pregnant.
Yes.
That fall when she became a senior.
Mm-hmm. But
it's not like it was a oops. We were trying to have another baby. Well, let me reframe that. I caught him off guard, and I was like, it's gonna be kind of quiet. Our daughter, we call her by her nickname, Gel. Mm-hmm. So I was like, Gel's leaving. It's just gonna be Jeremy. I really want to have another baby.
And I was like,
I said, I want to have another little girl.
I was like, wait, we have
one of each.
One of each. That's great. A girl and a boy, and it wasn't like they were raised they're raised together.
They're 9 years apart.
They're 9 years apart, which is not bad in a way. So you have one in the house.
Yeah.
Not even 10 yet.
I think I was like,
You said, I've always wanted to have 3.
I wanted to
And I'm like,
to have another girl.
I was like,
I mean, it's not like you know what you're going to get, unless you go through,
selective.
Yeah, because we did go through treatment because, as you can see, they're all far apart. Not because
Well, the
we
first
planned
one,
them like that.
the first one just happened, and then the second one, which is a story itself, that's another video.
We did talk about it, that we got pregnant on our honeymoon.
Yeah, you didn't talk about the issues I had to go through, the tough.
Oh, the tests and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was rough.
Count and all that stuff.
That was rough. People knocking on the door and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
About that.
People knocking on the door, disturb it. That's another video. We're gonna get to that one. But no, I mean, I said, listen, if it happens, it happens. I'm one of those.
It wasn't happening.
But it wasn't happening.
I was a little older.
Right.
And of course, I had problems to get pregnant.
Right, it took a bit for Jeremy because it wasn't like we planned it.
Yeah.
We've said this before. It wasn't like we planned it. I'm gonna take the hat down because it is a little warm down here. Thank you. But so we already knew that.
We didn't know until when we were really trying to have our third child. When I went to the doctor, because you went for our second one, you thought you were the problem, but then when we went for having it, we found out I'm the problem.
Right.
I have a tilted.
That is right. See,
right?
these conversations are cool because I kind of
tilted uterus.
Tilted
so it's
uterus.
hard for me to get pregnant.
Yes.
But because for our third one, it was hard for me to get pregnant, so we did go through treatment.
And our insurance allows 2.
Our insurance allowed two rounds.
2 rounds.
Of
I think it was $2,000 each.
Yeah.
And I said, I will pay for the other 2 if we had to.
Yes.
So if I had to, I had $4,000 to the side just in case for another 2 rounds, just in case.
Yeah.
First round didn't take.
No, it didn't take. Actually, it did. It came out as a chemical pregnancy.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was so excited, and then when I went in, she's like, "No, it's just a chemical pregnancy. Don't worry about it."
Right.
These things happen when you're going through treatment, and then the second month, it took.
Yes.
And we were flying great. It was good until.
Oh yeah.
3 months in.
She likes to give me scares. She during that time period. I worked for a company that had a car. If you had to go home late after 7 o'clock, you call downstairs traffic. They get you a car to go home. She's done like some scares for me that this driver was always.
Actually, it was the same driver.
It was the same driver.
It was the same driver from when Jeremy had his accident.
Yes,
remember?
He was the same driver from the accident.
Yes, and the same driver from when my water broke.
And water broke. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because he said.
Yeah.
He was like, I gotta get to such and such. He was like, we're going to your house. I said, no, they didn't give you the address. He was like, no, I didn't look at the address.
Yeah, you're going to the hospital.
I said, we're going to the hospital. He goes, again? He's like, listen, you got to tell me this so I could... No, the second time when I said it, he goes, you got to tell me. I'll step on the gas to go faster. I don't want you to get a ticket. He goes, I don't care. I'll tell the cop. So...
The third time, he just laughed at you.
He just laughed and hit the gas, and we flew across GW Bridge.
Which was all in the same year because it was he's the one that brought you to the hospital when I was having the procedure for the... Well, so...
Yeah, go ahead and tell the story.
Let me explain it.
Yes.
So I go in for my 3.5 months checkup.
Yep.
It's when they do the ultrasound, to make sure, because I was high risk. And they do an ultrasound. And, this is when you know something's going on because they don't say anything to you.
They bring another doctor in?
He just says, I'll be right back, and brings another doctor in. And then that's when they tell you, when both doctors are there and they have the fetal heart machine, they did the vaginal one, where they could see the baby because you're still early. And they heard 2 heartbeats, but they only see 1 baby. So, he's looking at me. He goes, I think you're having twins. So I start to panic because I'm like, twins? I just wanted 1 more baby. Yeah. And
you were panicking for me, right?
I was panicking. I got excited a little. Because twins, it's a
blessing, a double blessing.
Yeah, but then I was also scared because I hear the heartbeat, but I'm also looking at them. I don't see the other baby. Right, yeah. And this is where he pauses and he goes, "This is very rare. I think this is like 2%, or they hardly ever see this. Yeah. Where the twin was in my fallopian tube, had attached.
It moved.
It attached.
The egg didn't go.
It didn't go all the way. It didn't settle in my uterus. It settled in my fallopian tube.
So basically,
it's an ectopic pregnancy.
They would not be Siamese twins. They would have been, what's the other term?
They weren't identical twins.
They were not identical, excuse me. Identical twins.
So I had to go in for an emergency surgery to take the other twin out of my fallopian tube before it
ruptures. Right. Which is a high risk
Yeah.
surgery. So she calls me up, tells me this whole scenario. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm in tears.
I'm
in tears and I'm spitting because that pregnancy
Oh.
had the weirdest
That was.
symptom. I guess maybe because they were twins. I
know.
couldn't tolerate my saliva. Which is weird. The
Excuse
only
me.
thing that would stop me from gagging from my own saliva was eating vinegar and onion chips or something.
Oh, you
like
had that, and you would put lip balm so you don't taste anything.
Yes.
Like a cherry lip balm.
Yes, because my saliva would trigger my gag. So we figured out that it was because I was pregnant with twins. I guess the hormones in my body and everything. So I'm crying, and I'm on the phone telling him what's going on, and I'm trying not to gag from my saliva. It's just a hot mess. I think they got you there just as that way wheeling me into
Because
the
he
surgery.
knew. He was like, where are we going? I'm like, to the house, right? I'm like, no, we got to go to the hospital. He was like, again? And I'm like, yes. And I realized, I'm like, yeah, I don't know why this keeps happening with you, but yeah, we got to go. Morristown. And I think it was Morristown or
Yes.
maybe Pompton. I'm not sure.
Morristown.
Yeah. And
I was on bed rest for almost a month.
we got there just before, they did the surgery. Of course, you're there. You want to be compassionate, high hopes, all that stuff.
Yes.
And, you got to sit outside and wait. And hopefully the surgery doesn't disturb the
other
main
baby,
the main baby, I guess you want to. Not the main, but the baby.
The baby in the uterus.
Yes.
Yes.
And
which everything went great, you
Yes.
know, and my symptoms subsided after that. Remember?
Yeah.
They went away.
yes.
They had me on bed rest for couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, where I wasn't
wouldn't
supposed to
say-
lift or anything. I just had to be careful.
Yeah, I want to say almost a month though.
Yeah, I
but
had to be very careful. And we also found out that we were having a boy.
Not right away.
That
Was
day?
it that day? No, I
No,
don't think
no,
was
it was
that
like
day.
the next visit
It was
after
the next
that.
visit. It was the next visit because we
after
wanted
that.
to know.
Yeah.
We didn't. So for our first one, we didn't want to know, and
The second one we knew.
we wanted to know.
Yes, because
which-
we already kind of knew. We kind of guessed it because of my cravings and everything was so different. So
Right.
we kind of knew before they even tested it. And
I mean,
then-
that's all this stuff. You're sitting low,
Women
you're sitting
know.
high.
Us
Yeah,
women
I
know.
don't know, but you're gonna have people out there commenting, but
so,
whatever.
Yeah, we don't know what the other twin was. I'm thinking maybe it was. They never told us.
Right. I don't
They
even know.
did give me the color X-rays, which are weird. You do see, like, because they went in through the belly button and did all the job and everything, and they gave me all my films and everything, which I still saved because it keeps me kind of connected to Aiden's twin. And I told him before, I was like, you had a twin.
Well, he asked a question. Or
He
had
asked
a
one
dream.
time. Yeah, he said he had a dream, and he asked something. I was like, yeah, you did have a twin.
Yeah, it was
But
weird.
your twin.
You hear these stories, but when it happens to you,
Yeah.
of like that unique when he asked that question and she told me about it. Wow, you're like you hear these stories all
Yeah,
the
he was,
time.
he was a little bit. He was like maybe 6.
That he had a dream that he had a
He had a
baby,
dream,
a baby brother.
It
Or
was a
baby?
brother. He said he had a dream that he had a brother that looked like him.
Yeah.
A little brother.
It's weird.
So I was like,
I
I
know
actually got choked up, and
Yeah.
I was like, you did have a twin brother or sister. I'm not sure, but I guess since he saw a twin in his dream, I'm assuming it was a boy.
Right.
So it was it gave me chills that day when he came. He goes, "Mom, I had a dream," and he told me he was like 5 or 6 years old.
No, he
was
was
very little.
Yeah.
And I told him, and he actually got kind of teary-eyed, and he asked me what happened, and I told him what happened. I told him, this is your blessing because you survived all the procedure and mommy's bed rest and everything. Even though he came into the world in a rush because he came in as a preemie.
Yes.
So
What was he? 8 months?
No, I wasn't even 8 months. I was 33 weeks.
So 7 months?
I was 33 weeks.
Okay. Right, because he had was it John?
He had jaundice. He still had like the peach fuzz all over his body.
That's right.
They had to put him on the
Yes.
incubator.
Yeah.
They had to keep his levels. Remember the first night?
I gave
He
like
was
so much.
so tiny.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I went into labor the day before my baby shower.
Yeah.
My water broke while I was home by myself, and that's what happened. I called him, and that same driver had to bring him from
All
work
the time.
all the way back here.
And the funny part is, some people saw me and like, hey, we've got an issue in the conference room. I can't. My wife's having a baby. oh my God, it's your first baby? I'm like, no, it's my third baby. You have kids? And like, yeah, I have like a daughter that's like 18 or whatever. I'm like,
she was 18.
yeah, so certain people didn't even, and I don't know this
No, she
comes.
was 19, right?
Yeah, I don't, we're not tall. I'm about 5 foot. You're maybe
I'm
5 foot and a half, 5'1". So I don't know if also the height makes us look young, especially you. But that used to happen a lot. Like,
Yeah.
especially like, she's not the mother of your daughter, and I'm like, they look alike. You see the eyes? She is the mom of that girl, my daughter. I'm like, what the heck? But it was
funny the whole day. Even I was nervous because my water broke.
I had to stop.
He had to make calls.
I'm in this car in the back seat. Yeah, listen, you got to call this person. Do me a favor, call that person.
The truck?
Yeah, I had to call the rental truck. I don't need the truck because I at that time had a small car, and
baby showers,
especially for Latin people, is just everybody's gonna buy the biggest items right off the bat, no problem. So I'm like, all right, let me get an SUV rental or stuff like that, and I did.
We had to call the bakery. We were calling.
Actually, I had an SUV, but I wanted
we wanted a bigger one.
Yes.
It was a big invite.
It was going to be a big list. Yeah. I think it was
everybody they were excited that we were having a third baby. They were a little down because they had known they were twins, but everyone was excited that I pulled through and made it to term with him, even though my water broke a little early. So they were so excited. So it was a big baby shower, which we ended up throwing a barbecue after in the summer.
Yeah, we did.
We waited, so it was safe for, people to be around him, and we threw a barbecue. But it was hilarious because he's in the hospital. They're prepping me for surgery because my water broke and I had to have a C-section. And he's in there and he's calling, and I remember you called the truck rental and you're like, I need to cancel. And the girl on the phone's telling you, but why? And you're like, my wife's having the baby. It was for the baby shower, and baby shower's not happening.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh my God. And
that's right. She was, congratulations. If you ever need another rental, just call us. I'm like, okay, thanks, Enterprise. Click, next person. We
had people delivering gifts to the hospital.
Yeah.
Because I went into labor.
She went into
labor.
They
were bringing car seats, diaper, whatever that I needed, like quick. They were bringing it to the hospital so that he could take it home.
You were there for over a week.
Almost a week because he was a preemie.
Yeah, he was a preemie.
And it was a C-section.
I remember those nurses. They loved me, but they hated me.
He spoiled them.
What was the store? It was Panera.
He was going to Panera.
Panera before Panera was even big.
Yes, he would go to Panera.
This is like over 10 years ago. It was there, but
I don't know how much you even spent because I know Panera is expensive.
Panera is expensive now.
Okay, yes. Now it wasn't.
It wasn't that bad in price.
He was showing up with trays full of
pastries and all types of. They used to do a lot of great.
They don't do them anymore.
Those drinks.
Yeah.
What were they? They were not shakes. They were like special coffees.
Yeah.
Mocha coffees and stuff like that.
I don't know if they do them anymore, but I know
because they didn't do a lot of. Panera didn't do all these sandwiches and soups.
No, that's new now. They did more baking.
That's what I'm saying. It was more of a bake. You go there for coffee.
This was 13 years ago, so
maybe they did, but it wasn't like the big seller. You would go there for coffee and pastries.
Yes.
And so I would come there with like a.
They loved, like he said, they loved him and they hated him. But I got spoiled because he would bring them pastries.
I was always that type.
So I would get extra desserts brought to my room. Extra diapers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Formula.
The coupons.
Yes, they were sending him home.
They were like, here you go, take these. Don't worry.
At night with bags of formula, diapers.
Yeah.
They were thanking him for what he was, because he would tell them, listen, I know you guys work long hours. People forget that you're here taking care of everybody.
Well,
he would bring it.
I know that
for our son, when
I was going to say that. When Jeremy had the choking incident.
You did the same thing.
I did the same thing.
You would bring them donuts, pastries.
And, again, Latin families, you could only have 3 visitors. There would be like 7 when our son had the choking incident because he was in a induced coma. And he was small. And I don't want to switch topics. And the nurse would be like, and I would be like, I know. I'm like, guys, we got to go. Other people are waiting. Because there'd be like 30 people outside, 30, 40 people.
Come in, yes.
When
you come from big Latin families, everybody wants to be there to support. So when you have a baby, everybody wants to come to the hospital. They don't want to wait till you come home. Everybody wants to come to the hospital. Right. So he would bring treats.
I don't know. I think
you did that all the time.
I think the only
time you didn't do it was for Angelica.
No, I think that's a trait of mine because, and again, not to switch subjects because again, we have so many stories. But when your mom passed,
Yeah.
I remember there was a restaurant next
Across
to
the
the
street,
funeral home.
and you did the same thing. You went in there, you opened up the tab.
I took care of everybody's bill at that restaurant.
To make sure everyone ate before, because you didn't want them to get sick.
Or if they were in there at the funeral home and coming to grab, I'm like, I got that table. I got that table.
Yeah,
and
you just made sure that everybody was taken care of.
Yeah, so I think now I'm thinking about it. When you have this conversation,
the way you are.
Yeah.
So we were blessed because the nurses appreciated him acknowledging that they work hard. And they work long hours. We know because
I work long hours.
We work long hours, and I have a sister that's a nurse,
yeah.
and I know she works hard. Yeah. So the fact that just a simple pastry or whatever brighten up their day, it helped.
Yeah, I did that. Like I said, for Jeremy's,
and it was awesome. He was so tiny when we got him.
Oh my gosh,
he had just because he was born, he weighed 5 pounds exactly, and then you know how babies they drop a few pounds.
Yeah.
So he dropped down to 4 pounds. I can't remember how many ounces.
Because you said you were born, you were like 3 pounds.
I was a preemie, yeah.
Yeah, you were like a handheld.
Yeah, my mom was 6.5 months.
I was a sturdy 14 pounder. No, let me stop.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was. I can't recall. Maybe 5, 6.
Right in my family.
I'm not a tall guy. Which is funny because my dad from Spain is like 6 foot. You know what I'm saying? Which is sad.
Your mom said 6'1".
Some you can tell in the photos, so it's weird. I got jerked.
So
my mom is not tall. She's like 4'11".
Yeah, so I was a preemie also. I was in the hospital for about 2 months when I was a baby.
Wow, back then.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, back then, even for regular pregnancies, you would be in the hospital for like 5 days. Now, I think you're in there for 2 to 3 days tops.
Depending if you have C-section.
Well, right.
If you have natural, you're out within the next day. No fever, no temperature, they send you home the next day.
Yeah.
If you have a boy, they keep you an extra day.
I still have the cough. It's going to carry on for like a week or so, they told me.
So if you have a boy, they keep you an extra day in case you're going to have him circumcised.
Right.
If you have a C-section, they keep you 2 days to make sure you don't have a fever, you have an open wound,
Sure.
But bringing him home, I was so scared, and it was my 3rd baby. But he wore preemie clothes for like a week because they told me don't buy it. He's not gonna need it. But I wanted to put him in clothes, so his godmother and I we went actually right out of the hospital. I remember I brought him home, left him with the baby, C-section recovering and everything. I was over at Baba Baby. No,
because
Babies R Us.
You know why? No, I know.
We didn't have anything.
No, yes, we did.
What?
All the baby.
All the clothes was too big.
All the clothes were too big.
I didn't have anything that fit.
Yes.
So I had to go to Babies R Us to go get preemie clothes because I had nothing to put on him except t-shirts and diapers. Even though he was born in April, but still I had no clothes. Yeah. So I had to go right out of the hospital with my best friend, leave the baby here with him, and go get baby clothes for him. And not because nobody else wanted. I just wanted to go because I wanted to get out.
Yeah.
I'm that person. I need to get up, which was great for having C-sections because my doctors would always tell me it's amazing. You're up out of bed within 2 hours after surgery. Every time we had our babies,
every time you're sick.
Even when I'm sick, I can't.
But that's why that past sickness that I had a couple of days ago.
I'm like, you gotta keep moving, move.
Right. I think I pushed through it faster because I kept on moving.
Yeah.
And also, I think I took a little bit from that cue from the COVID time.
Yeah, you gotta keep moving.
Yeah, keep moving. Make sure nothing stays lodged in the lungs.
You gotta move the body. You gotta keep the joints moving. Everything.
Even though I still have the cough, and they said I can linger for like a week or so.
You gotta move your body.
Yeah.
So, that's why I recover fast because I can't lay in bed. I don't like to lay in bed unless I'm tired, like I'm exhausted. But like, I get antsy.
Yeah.
So from my 3 C-sections to my
she had appendicitis also.
Did
we talk about appendicitis? I think we talked about the appendicitis.
I said I put him through hell. To my tummy tuck.
That's another story.
I have had a tummy tuck from having 3 C-sections. I did, and I did my tummy tuck at the craziest time you could do it. Right as COVID was exploding.
Yeah. You don't understand. I can tell you, people, the stories hopefully are relatable to some of you guys out there, some of you people, some of you wives, some of you moms.
I know I pushed the limits on.
And some of the young couples that I watch this go, and the husband's looking, don't do that to me. Don't do them. Don't put me through that kind of stuff.
I'm not gonna do it on purpose. It just happens.
But I think overall that's.
My tummy tuck. That was COVID that caused that because it was planned before it.
Because what they were doing was you were scheduled and then they had to push it, and then they had to push it.
Yeah, which was annoying because they were had to keep doing blood work.
Yeah, and it was like I got to make sure that we could use that space or wherever they go to do the surgery.
The recovery and all that, yeah.
Yeah, and they're not open yet, or they're only doing
And
high risk situations.
No, not high risk.
What was it?
Only like necessary, like important surgery.
Yeah, this wasn't an important. I mean, this was cosmetic.
It was cosmetic.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get it done. I had originally booked it for March. I wanted to get the surgery done before the summer, even though.
Well, again, this wasn't. We didn't know COVID was happening.
Yeah, so they scheduled me back to go in. Finally, they opened up the surgeries in June, so I went in June.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always do things crazy. So having all 3 kids, I put them through,
kids.
And then tummy tuck, appendix.
Even she had thyroid.
I know. I know. I'm a hot mess.
And the funny part, and I don't know if I said it. It was even on that one. The guy was like, "Doctor comes." I think I had said it, but I'll repeat it again. And I'm standing with her sister. He was like,
"Oh,
Mr.
we
Gonzalez?"
talked about that. Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, well, so for the new people are looking at it." He goes, "Oh, we'll go in this room and talk." And I'm like, "What the heck? Simple surgery, right?" And I'm like, "All right, let me sit down. I'm bracing myself because if the doctor can't talk to you out there, it's got to pull you in a room."
Sometimes that's when they give you bad news.
Yeah. And I literally said, "I'm ready." And he saw my face, probably getting pale. He was like, "Oh, no, everything's fine." I was like, "Oh."
The thing is, I wake up because they have me in the room, and my sister's coming in crying.
Yeah, because she didn't know, because she
thought something bad happened too. Because she's like, they took him into a room. I thought you died.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm fine.
I'm like, they're gonna be calling a priest to console me or something.
I wish I would have seen a picture to see what you look like.
I was like, because you start thinking, I'm gonna raise these kids. They're not gonna forget who she is. It's just. I'm like, and I told him, who does that? He was like, "I'm really sorry. I just figured we sit down and talk about it." I'm like, no. I've seen enough shows. You stand there, you tell the person everything's good. Yes. Not, hey, let me talk to you over there in private. Oh my God, I've seen 100 ER shows. This is gonna be, no. But no,
So,
Aiden's great. I mean, he's a great kid and stuff like that.
And even with being a preemie, well, it's delayed him on some things. Like
a little bit.
His teeth have been delayed. His adult teeth took a long time to come in.
Yes.
They told me when he was a preemie, they said he'll be delayed in a couple things. We're not sure because sometimes with preemies, you
just
don't know.
Yeah.
So he's fine, healthy boy.
Mm-hmm.
He has slight learning disability, but it's nothing. We got tutors for him and everything.
Yeah.
He's fine.
And he pushes through it.
He pushes through it. He's very hyper focused. I don't know if that's part of being preemie or part of his persona. And he's actually going to be taller than our other son.
Yes.
Which is weird because he was a preemie.
Yeah.
Because he's already my height.
Yeah, he's about to pass us.
He's about to pass us.
Yeah.
Aside that he was a preemie, and we were very cautious, thinking that he was delayed in walking. Everything was delayed for him.
Just like I said,
because he was a preemie.
Yes.
But he was a trooper. He went through all of it.
Yeah. So I think you're gonna have those issues. You're gonna see those turns. You're gonna see the right turns, left turns. Mm-hmm. You're gonna see these struggles, and just know, it's. I know you. Sometimes even I say like, "Hey, why is this happening to us?"
Oh, I always tell him.
It happens to a lot of people.
Because he gets mad all the time. He's like, "Why do we gotta struggle? Why does it have to be so hard?" And I'm like, when you struggle or when it's hard,
you
appreciate things more. Yeah. You look forward to them more because you worked so hard for it.
Yes.
So, like our kids,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying
and
other people don't appreciate them or anything.
And not to say we don't prep for things. We do.
No, we do prep for them.
Absolutely. But things happen.
Yeah. But when you fight for it more, I think you hold on to it more because you fought to get it. And
I think
like with our babies, our kids.
Right.
It was hard for me to, aside from Angelica, for the boys, it was hard for me to have. So I am a little bit of a spoiler with them. I spoil them a little bit.
You do. You do. They're definitely.
But they're my blessing.
They're definitely mama's boys in some ways, but tough.
They're tough mama's
like
boys.
they don't take. They're not whiny,
no.
and they'll stand their ground. Like I've told them to stand their ground and stuff like that.
But So my younger one, he doesn't do it as much anymore because he's 13. But he used to come on the couch and curl up with me and play with my fingers.
Oh, I remember
and
those
massage
days.
my
Yeah,
hand,
for the years. Yeah.
or like play with my ear. You know, he would cuddle with me. And my other son does the same thing. He always did too. Now that they're older, so they don't really cuddle. My older son, he'll call me on his way home from work. Not that he's a mama's boy. He'll call me. Do you need something, Mom?
Yeah.
Do you need a bottle of wine? Do you want a scone? Do you want?
But he calls me and says, "Dad, you need a 6-pack of beer."
But Mama spoils him too.
Yeah.
Because he'll call me and he'll be like, "Can you get this for me?" He's 23 years old.
You give me a bottle of Yoo-Hoo. I like Yoo-Hoo. I love Yoo-Hoo.
Oh, Mama does everything. You know, I'm not. I don't do his laundry.
No.
He cooks for himself.
No, yeah.
But my sons, they don't like to shop. So they'll tell me, hey, just take them. He'll tell me, take money out of my account. If you're out in the stores, can you pick up my jeans for me?
Yeah, I feel like he should ready be able to go out there and buy his clothes.
He just doesn't like shopping.
Yeah, he does.
He's like you. He hates them all.
I do. But if I have to get clothes, I get clothes.
He hates it.
But
He hates them all.
Yeah, not even going. I'm like, just go to
he's
Kohl's.
23 years old. You'd think he liked them all. He hates them all.
Well, again, our kids are not even that socially
not-
active.
yeah.
Here we are going on social media, but I think
I mean, they're gamers, but
they're gamers.
Yeah.
You know, and they go outside and they do
He's
things.
like, if they don't have it on Amazon, you have to get it for me. He doesn't unless he's going to the mall to eat or to go to the movies to hang out with
sure,
friends
with a couple
or
of
on
friends.
a date.
Yeah.
I took him one time shopping. We were going on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Remember a couple years back, just to make sure that everything was good, and he looked so miserable in the mall. I don't know if it's because it was with me or he just.
Well,
he
I have to
hates
say,
them
some
all.
people tend to walk slowly and look at stores. You're like, and even for his clothes, I'm pretty sure you would go
I'm a
like this.
fashionista.
Yeah, you are absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
but he has a good fashion sense.
He does now.
Yeah.
It took a bit, but it does
you
now.
know, I show him, I'm like, this looks good on you, this looks good on you. So, you know.
Yeah.
So he'll tell me, Mom, do you mind if you're at the Nike store, can you get me a pair of Nikes? You know. So he'll tell me, take the money out of my account and pick up whatever. And now I'm at the store and I'm like taking pictures. Hey, is this what you want? Is this what you... Yes, I'm that mom. So
Yeah, she does.
I do it for both of them.
But I'm pretty sure if he had to, he could do it. Because again, he does his own laundry. He
does his own laundry.
takes his car to the oil
He
changes. Cooks.
He's gone on vacations.
Yeah, he
does it all.
yeah.
I know he works and he goes to school and he does gaming and he also does. I think he does.
He does a
something
little
online,
streaming, I think, some
streaming
kind of
online
streaming, or
something like that.
voiceovers for stuff.
Yeah, he does voiceover.
Yeah.
So if I can help him in a way, and he appreciates it
He does.
because he'll call, Mom, you need wine.
Or a scone or a
a
dessert,
scone.
some
Do
kind
you
of
need
pastry.
anything? And I'm like, okay. So, you know, it's a give and take.
I guess because I'm a guy. I guess I'm a guy. You can always throw it in there, like, hey, get your dad a Yoo-Hoo. You know? Because I can't drink milk because, you know, I'm trying to bring those cholesterol levels down. So it's a flavored chocolate drink.
Yep. So, guys, you know, I think we've been chatting for about 30 minutes. So
We keep the
trying
timer.
to keep it a little low.
Yeah.
We don't want to bore you too much. I think next time we're going to talk about...
Crazy Latinas?
Are you calling me crazy?
No, I'm not. Absolutely not. But I think it was a conversation we talked about. You know, what is it like marrying a Latina? You know, even though I am Latin, I'm Hispanic and stuff like that.
You weren't raised much.
But I was raised it. So,
So I guess that's what we're going to talk about in the next video.
Sure.
All right.
Sure, the danger.
I think
I didn't say that. That was somebody else.
I don't think he's going to be talking about me. I think he's going to be talking more about my crazy sisters.
You have some crazy sisters. And I see some crazy Latin
Yeah, we
females.
have some crazy...
Latin friends that even friends.
We have a couple of crazy Latin friends.
Yeah.
Some of them that are not Latin, but we have a lot of crazy, loud friends.
Yeah, so, you know, is it risky? I don't, you know, depends. Is it rewarding? Sure. So yes, it's sure. Yes.
Is it worth it?
What's that? That's that Men in Black. It is. Yes, it is. There should be a video. Is it worth it? And there's me turning around. It is. Yes, it is.
So,
You know, or we should do one of those like, yeah, I married Latina. That whole thing now people are doing like, I'm from Jersey. Of course I'm from Jersey.
Why marry a Latina?
Yeah,
Because you're going to get good food.
You're gonna get good food.
Why marry a Latina?
But then you get
she's spicy.
Yeah, spicy senorita.
Yeah.
Like that other guy from the other channel says.
Why marry a Latina?
Yeah.
You know you'll never have money in the bank account.
That's a true statement. No, we stop. You just gotta. It's all about managing money correctly. You could do it. So don't have you're gonna have fears, you're gonna have doubts, you're gonna have. Listen,
that's a good one. Why marry a Latina? We age well.
Yeah, absolutely,
So hit us up. Let us know your opinions.
Hit the comments. I mean, put the comments down there. Hit the like button.
Subscribe.
Share it.
Watch our other videos.
Help us grow this channel.
Give us your opinion.
I think we're over 20 videos right now, which is just phenomenal. We are on track. We're doing them over.
But we want people's opinions. We want you guys to communicate with us. Once you guys start to communicate with us, we'll put actually a tablet here, read some of the questions or remarks.
Oh yeah, definitely ask the questions
and reply back on here.
Yeah, I would love to answer some questions.
Yeah,
sure.
Just, hit us up. I know we're new to this. But we got a lot of stories. We got a lot of opinions.
We're only 20 videos in. I said we could probably push over 1,000 videos easily with stories.
Well, I mean, 30 plus years together. We haven't even gotten into crazy vacations. How we even budget? You know what? We shouldn't even talk about marrying a Latina in the next video. Ooh. We should talk about our trip to DR. Remember that trip we went to DR?
That's a story.
That was hilarious.
That was a story. That's the next video. The story to... Wait, this is not the first one, the second one.
Second trip to Punta Cana.
Second one. We're going to talk about the second one.
All right, guys.
Take care. Stay safe. Bye.